That even in the most developed country in the world, school kidnapping takes place. Last year in the US, we also witnessed at least 3 or 4 school kidnappings. And that is in probably one of the most developed countries in the world. Now, the thing about terrorism is that the terrorists don't live by your own rules. And they are especially interested in soft targets. See, they know that what is going to get global attention is actually kidnapping school children. And we must be careful also. We can't turn all our schools into barracks. What is important to me is the intelligence gathering, surveillance, rather than the physical presence of the soldiers or policemen. But even the soldiers are there, and they find out that the lives of the children are at risk, they're not going to dare them. But the truth of the matter is that you are dealing with people who don't think like me and you. You are dealing with people who have absolutely no rules of engagement. You are dealing with people whose motivations are completely different from mine and yours. And anywhere in the world, this is how terrorists, this is how they operate. But the important thing is to learn from what is happening and adapt. For instance, we were in the process of saying, do we close all schools along the borders? But then and then disperse the students to other schools. Where you can have where you can have probably adequate security, so to say. But when you look at Kagara is not really at the outskirts. It shares no boundary with any country. It's about 2 hours drive because of the bad road for Mina. Now, of course, but the important thing is that every security in the world must learn to adapt to the changing tactics of terrorists. You've forgotten that a few years ago, hardly a day passed without one suicide bomber blow himself up that we were able to arrest. A few years ago, places of worship were not safe. A few years ago, Boko Haram was in virtually 10 states operating daily. A few years ago, Boko Haram would stroll into Abuja, go to the force headquarters, bomb them, go to the United Nations headquarters, kill people, go to the motor park, explode bombs, go to media headquarters. All that has been contained now. So we will continue to adapt to meet the challenges. You can see now that school children is now their focus, because you see, when children are kidnapped, parents, everybody is very worried. And they do that.
Gumi is able to trace these bandits to their hideouts and meet with them. Why is it difficult for the Nigerian intelligence community or the Nigerian military to be able to know where these bandits are?
They know.
They know?
They know where they are. They see them by aerial views. They have intelligence among them. I've met a herdsman. I have met a herdsman who is part of the internal security. They all know. But the problem, I think now the military has learned its lesson. The first approach they had, when they go in and start killing, they realize it's the wrong way. And they realize they are producing a monster. So they are now very careful, watching and studying and seeing how they come about it. The only element now I'm adding value to it is that, look, Don't just wait out. Just don't wait and watch. Go in and negotiate.
So, I mean, if you look at what is happening right now, you see a situation where some military or security consultants who have told me and said, look, what we see in these bandits or what we see in these killer herders, there's some kind of Boko Haram. Do you think that these killer herders or these militants, as you call them, are some form of Boko Haram or some element masquerading as bandits who are really Boko Haram?
I can say categorically they are not Boko Haram, but we have to be very careful. Because if the pressure is too much, being Boko Haram more international, more connected, maybe richer, if the pressure is too much, I'm afraid they can be influenced by Boko Haram. And there we have seen the signs that Boko Harams want to infiltrate them. But so far they are not Boko Haram. They are ready to lay down their arms. And there's an incident that happened in Zamfara during the former regime. The Fulanis themselves caught some few elements of Boko Haram and presented them to the government. Boko Haram, they're trying to preach to them that, so they are not Boko Haram now. I'm telling you, they're citizens, they recognize the government, they recognize authority. Boko Haram doesn't recognize nobody except themselves as the sole sovereignty, you see. So we are happy now that Boko Haram is not in and that we should step in quickly and give them the true Islam, which is Islam of peace, Islam of no compulsion in religion, Islam of compassion, Islam of mercy. We have to show them that. And this is exactly what I'm trying to achieve.
Yes, from these two videos you have just watched, let me draw my own conclusion. My conclusion and my understanding about this, their explanations are that, you know, during the previous governments of Goodluck Jonathan, they groomed terrorists to use them to oust Goodluck Jonathan. Then after, when Jonathan left the office, and this government of APC led by Muhammadu Buhari came in, they could not continue to sponsor these terrorists. Then the terrorists devised a means to survive. Before it was highly political, but now they changed the ideology of Islamization and a way to survive. That's why they insist that they have to use AK-47. And that's why they are, instead of, trying to flush them out, they decided to negotiate for them and even finding amnesty for them, trying to negotiate for amnesty for them, trying to give excuses for them. They prefer to kill unarmed people who just trying to protest, to aid their grievances. They will use army, use police, use any force to flush anybody who does that. But terrorists, they treat them with kid gloves. That shows that the terrorists now, because they are not paying them anymore, they are using kidnapping to finance them, to get money, to survive, and still pull their ideology. Because before, during Jonathan, they used to kill, just bombing everywhere in order to, make Jonathan's government ungovernable. But now, they're not doing that anymore. They don't even bomb any governmental institutions. They only kidnap innocent people and, ask for ransom. And the government rightly give them, but they deny it. Before, they used to give openly, like they did with what they call it, Chibok girls and all this, what they call it, the other school children, Chibok girls and what else? The other school girls they kidnap. They pay them and they come out openly. This Rai Mohammed came out openly and said that they paid, they negotiated and paid them. But now people have reacted so negatively to it. So now what they do is that they deny They only say they negotiate and they leave them just like that, which is a lie. If you put 2 and 2 together, you can understand what I'm telling you. They cannot just be kidnapping people just to ask for amnesty, like they say. But they want to help them if they can get amnesty so that they will stop paying them, because they're paying them from the governmental purse, and they know that the government is broke. If they continue like that, then one day they will be exposed. So they want to make it that the government will just, it will be like, it will be legal for them. They just, pay them amnesty and from the government's budget. Can you see how it's going? Do it, and from all indication, this will never end terrorism in Nigeria. It will just change style. Believe you me, this is what my conclusion is. Listen to him again. Just listen.
To wanda ba musulmin ciki ba domin ya haɗa faɗa su suke irin wannan kisa. To in kun zo ramawa kuka shiga gari, wurin ramawa kuma sai aka ga kun kashe namiji, kun kashe yaro, kun kashe tsoho, shine kuma hankalin mutane ya tashi. Ya za a yi soja su zo su yi ɓarna, masu aiki su yi ɓarna, amma in an tashi kuma sai a rama a cikin mutanen gari. Bari ba ku misali, shekaran jiya an kama, an yi garkuwa da mutane, cikinsu mace mai hijabin ta da yaro, yanzu haka suna tsare, ko ba ku ji labarin ba. To irin wannan shi ke ɓata sunan haƙƙinku. An bi an kama yara a makaranta suna karatu, su ba su ne sojojin ba, shi ne maka.
I want to know what to think about this. Put your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thank you very much.